the court, its work is to facilitate. It is blind.
It's blind.
It is blind to the evidence.
Yes.
You should provide it. What does it do to me as a petitioner and to you as a respondent? It provides me with the opportunity. It facilitates the process. Even if it means enforcing it by force, it facilitates.
Yes.
So that you open. You remember what Maraga did in 2017? Yes. He had to force. And they still refused. So if they refuse, then you put a question mark and say, because they are refusing to do it, there could be something being hidden here. And therefore, we judge otherwise. The reason why IBC would hide away things which belong to us, I'm also I'm really wondering, because I want to know, it is my vote. This vote is mine. This is Carmago. What is he doing here? Another failure and another failure. So when it is supervised, you can hinder me from accessing a contractual file. You can hinder me from doing the other file. But if you hinder me from accessing the login, I will question you why. Because I want to know who is this who logged in. Wow. And who is this who logged in? Wow. So if I can get about 8 logins which are strange and I know who they are, I've got some evidence to present.
Welcome to the Bold Analysis. This is the most informative policy and politics show in the country. And today I have the privilege of speaking to a gentleman who is a writer and a specialist on matters software and information technology. Karibu sana, how are you?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm glad that I'm invited here to this channel.
Yes.
I have the privilege of watching it once a while,
yes.
And I enjoy this show.
Asante.
I really enjoy the show. It's a good one.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe let our viewers know you for the first time, because now it's
my name is Pius Ratugi.
Yes.
I'm an IT expert on matters of management information systems.
Yes.
And also software development.
Wow.
Yes.
This is a good conversation you're going to have here. Yeah. And Pius, I just want us to jump directly to it. I also need to mention that you are a writer.
Yes, of course.
You run a blog.
I run a blog.
Yes, that is very informative.
Yes.
It's called?
Kanimoni.com.
Kanimoni.com.
Yes.
So you can check out Kanimoni.com. And Pius, when the framers of 2010 Constitution brought up the hybrid system of voting, they envisioned both electronic and the manual. And in your own words, you insist that was to help curb election fraud. But that seems not to be it.
Yeah, you know, our election system has been kind of dogged with fraud for many years.
Yes.
So when you look at the previous regimes and how they maneuvered their way around getting power, it was obvious that there was no way about by which they would be able to eliminate fraud in politics.
Yes.
So this prompted the framers to come up with an idea.
Yes.
In which they would try to find a way that can be able to eliminate malpractice in elections.
Yes.
So they thought about technology.
Yes.
Which is true. It can really help eliminate fraud and malpractice in election.
Yes.
But so far we have seen what it has done.
We've had 3 general elections and both of them have been contested.
Correct.
But the last one was contested on the grounds of the IT.
This last one.
This last one.
So it's good to look at what aspect of this technology is affecting elections. Which part of it which is failing? How is it failing?
But this is not. Can you give us a reference from 2013?
All right. In 2013, they used 2 aspects of technology.
Yes.
One was voter identification.
Yes.
In voter identification, there are two types of identification. The first one is you use what we call alphanumeric, which is also called verification identification.
Yes.
It is identifying a voter through verification.
Through verification.
How? You insert either the name,
yes,
or the ID number,
yes,
or the year of birth.
Yes.
And then the system extracts
the data.
The data.
Yes. So that was used in 2013.
2013.
In 2017, how did it evolve?
The other one, which was also used, is to is voter identification.
Yes.
That is yourself, the image.
Yes.
Or your fingerprint.
Yes.
Either your face or your fingerprint is used to identify you in the system. Yes. In our case, they use fingerprints.
Yes.
So you insert your fingerprints in the system, then it brings out your details.
Yes.
That one is called voter identification. The other one is called voter verification.
Verification. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You see the difference?
I see the difference.
Both were used.
Yes.
But after that, the other aspect was the transmission of the results from the polling station to the tallying center.
To the tallying center.
Which was never done.
In 2013.
2013.
2013, did you do it manual?
You know, the contestation was about the data which was at the polling station and the data which was received by the tallying center.
Yes.
Yeah. You remember?
Yes, I remember. Yeah. So closer back, closer home is 2022 that we had here, where I think if in your own assessment, how did we fare on? How did we include the the digital, or rather the electronic involvement in terms of percentage?
You know, technology is progressive.
Yes.
And I also understand that the commission was advised.
Yes.
To use progressive technology.
Yes.
That is, after every election they advance.
They advance.
Okay.
Yes.
So we agree that in 2022,
yes,
they have a bit advanced, because now even the style, according to me, that was used,
yes,
to navigate and the kind of use some dubious means is quite not that simple.
Not that simple.
Not that simple.
Now, I took, and Kenyans have been taking a very close look and sharp criticism on the legal minds in the country, because the election was contested in the Apex Court, which is supposed to be the arbitrator.
Yes.
But there is a question of the arbitrator not really understanding the tech language. And so the legal minds are holding the constitution, but on tech. What's your take on this?
You know, technology is a language of its kind.
Yes.
Take for example, you want to make a program.
Yes.
If I go to a lawyer, he will use terms and terminologies and words which are quite hard to understand. The same way in technology, there is a language that we have to use, and this language to other disciplines and other professionals is strange to them. For example, now you look at this, some of the scenarios in the Apex Court, which took place and we were able to see.
Yes.
There's a reference I wanted to make. In fact, I wanted to read it.
You can read it.
In the reading that happened.
Yes.
You will see that, for example, the court is saying this.
Yes.
Let me look for it. The court is doing this. With the advent of electronic machine voting, also comes the higher possibilities of fraudulent. No, that's mine. Sorry. That one is mine. That is my own article. The quote is down here. I've missed it. Very sorry. Okay, here it is. The law of evidence complements the existing civil and criminal substantive and procedural laws in this country.
Yes.
The outcome of a case depends on the strength,
yes,
accuracy,
yes,
and reliability of evidence.
yes.
In an adversarial court system like ours,
yes,
the courts and judges are blind in the sense
yes,
that they do not carry out any investigative roles.
yes,
And the judges or gather evidence on behalf of the parties before them.
yes.
What does that mean? It simply means I can see someone killing somebody, but I'm a judge.
Yes.
I won't judge that case because I saw it.
Yes.
No. The prosecutor must show me practically by evidence that so and so killed so and so, even though I saw it.
Yes.
So if he doesn't prove it to me himself, I would judge the other way around. That's what he's trying to talk about.
And on that note, I hope I'm not going to change your flow of thought. Personally, this is my opinion. I opined in one of my videos that the apex court did not lack the capacity to arbitrate, and I think the threshold of the arbitration is a bit down. Why? We have a commission which is giving evidence and it's standing on its ground because that is their work. It's your company, you have to defend your company. Then you have a petition on the other end. But these two are giving you two different factions. So you choose to believe this person, not the other person, because you don't have a template.
I'm coming there. I'm coming there. I'm coming there. I also saw it.
Yes.
And I want to talk about it.
Yes.
So you see here is telling, the court is telling us that they are, and that's the true position, they should be blind. That is true. Because they are actually judges.
They are actually
judges. A court. So you do not take sides. So they should be blind. And you, the prosecutor, and the defendant should be able to prove yourselves before the court. Now, because of that, they are not able to gather evidence on behalf of the parties before them. Okay?
Yes.
They depend on and determine disputes from what parties present before them consequently.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
The question that comes is, the court sent the registrar of the court to go and Philip Mugo questioned the court
Yes.
on the matter of scrutiny of the system.
Yes.
That they were being hindered from doing complete scrutiny of the system.
Yes.
And one of the judges answered and told him that the court was on top of things and that the registrar of the court is handling that matter.
Yes.
In that case, it was the court that was seeking evidence
Yes.
for the petitioner.
The petitioner.
According to this ruling here, and which is the truth,
Yes.
the petitioner is the one who should bring the evidence.
Yes.
They should go out and look for that evidence.
Yes.
And in a situation where they cannot do that, because of some hindrances by the respondent, what the court does, it facilitates. It even enforces. So that the respondent can provide that information to the petitioner. But in this case, it was the registrar of the court that was standing on top of things. Where was the petitioner? That is a question that should be answered.
And should we also, is it right to look at it that the court did not, because if the registrar was on top of everything, then the registrar was supposed to do the work conclusively. Would you say that on their side there was they were also complicit?
I want you to make the judgment. But the question that is arising out of it is this: the court, its work is to facilitate. It is blind.
It's blind.
It is blind to the evidence.
Yes.
You should provide it. What does it do to me as a petitioner and to you as a respondent? It provides me with the opportunity. It facilitates the process. even if it means enforcing it by force, it facilitates.
Yes.
So that you open. You remember what Maraga did in 2017?
Yes.
He had to force. And they still refused. So if they refuse, then you put a question mark and say, because they are refusing to do it, there could be something being hidden here. And therefore, we judge otherwise.
You judge otherwise.
Yeah.
I want to take it to a little bit to the next level on what was really the points of contention was that results are manipulatable. Yeah. And there is what was very emotive is conversion from JPEG to PDF and all that. You are an expert in this. Do you think it was really possible that it can be manipulated on those grounds?
You know, in technology, we deal with file formats.
Yes.
So a file format is a way in which a file which is the simple language I can use.
Is stored
identified identification process of that file.
Yes.
So that KIMS kit, the way it is set up, it takes images using a file format called JPEG.
Yes.
JPEG is a type of file format which is not easy to manipulate the text on it unless you use a very sophisticated software like Photoshop or Illustrator. You see?
Yes.
But now, once you take an image using an electronic device like this one,
yes,
it becomes a template.
Okay.
What I mean by template means it is now at a position where it can be converted to different file formats.
Yes.
As you wish.
Yes.
So you can still plug in another application that translates it to another file format.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So the reason why they had that type of translation or conversion of this file from JPEG to PDF, there has to be a reason for it.
There has to be a reason.
Why would you? You see, the image itself is already self-sufficient.
Okay.
It will display, it will convey the message. Why would you want to convert it to another file format? We do conversions to do certain things. For example, if I wanted to manipulate some text on a PDF file, I would convert it to Word.
Okay.
So I can be able to change some text, do what, and then if I want to send it as PDF, I would again convert it back to PDF and send it to whoever is I'm supposed to send it to.
Justice Ndung'u asked a question now. Njoki Ndung'u asked a question that I feel maybe you experts in this field did not answer it. How do you edit someone's handwriting?
Let me tell you.
Yes.
That's why I was talking about the language which is being used in technology. It's strange to other disciplines. Leave alone even these high-tech applications like Photoshop. The Word itself has got the option of using handwriting fonts. So you can be able to highlight a handwriting on a certain document and go to Word and search for it and download that font to Word, then use it. So now what you do, you just rub it off and then using that font, type in there. It will come out the same way like the other one.
It will come out the same way like the other?
Same way.
Wow. But that means a lot of work.
Not a lot of work.
Yes.
You just download the font. And now you are typing the way you type your things on the laptop.
Yes.
Simply like that, with handwriting.
What? I didn't know about that. Now, we read the full verdict, and the 7-judge bench took an issue and gave a notice to IBC that in future, if unless necessary, don't allow foreigners to intrude into the system, importing other users. Do you think the fact that, and in context of the Jesse Carmago's, the the allegedly hot hair. Do you think the presence of foreigners into IBC system is really should have worried the stakeholders? Or rather now,
before I even come there, let me make an observation here about that advice they have given to the commission. This system that was used, or any other system, does not require theoretical applications. No. If I wanted to know what really happened in this election, if the court wanted to know, it is very simple. And that's why the framers of the constitution, they said something very, very important. They said they wanted a system that was simple,
transparent,
and I saw in the ruling that the court was convinced that a technological system cannot be simple. I think you saw it.
they said that it cannot be simple.
Let me tell you, even today, and I can read it to you, I have it somewhere here, from experts elsewhere, that a system that works and that sells must be user-friendly. How does that one come about? This way. You own a car.
Yes.
Suppose if it was just to maneuver that car, they use the accelerator, use the other pedals, the steering wheel, the gear, everything is so complicated.
Yes.
Would you drive?
No.
You want to drive. So you being the user who's using the car, it should be simple. You can go for 2 week training, and you are a driver, isn't it?
Yes.
Simple. But the mechanism, the dynamics of that car requires a mechanic.
Yes.
How those things work under the car there, the engine system, the electrical system, everything else is very hard and requires a mechanic or an expert. The system works the same way.
Yes.
The front end should be simple.
And someone now needs to know the front end and the back end. I know you're almost going to say back end.
You see? Yes. But the back end is complex, and it belongs to the experts.
Yes.
So the engine, how it works, how the fluid moves through the engine, how the car wheels move, how those whatever, that should be the mechanics thing, not the drivers.
So you said that if they wanted to know what happened, it would be simple. What would they need to do?
It should be simple, verifiable, and transparent. A system that people would buy must be user-friendly.
Anything short of that should be doubted.
Should be doubted, because how would a user who simply wants to do something with that software have to go and do a degree training on how to use it? You see, you are using your phone.
But also,
your phone itself is a good example. It is very complex on the back end.
Yes.
But everybody is using phones. Why? Because the interface is simple. You touch this button, it is meant to make a call. This one is a phone icon. This one is an image icon. This one is what? Simple. So on the simplicity of the system, there they have failed, because it should be simple. And how do I know what happened? What the user is using is called the user material.
Yes.
How the system is set up is called the source code.
Yes.
Now, the source code and the user material are two different things. There is no... the easiest way to put it for you to understand is...
Yes.
You see, look at that. Look, let me take the example of a car.
Yes.
Would you go looking for an engineer to go and get you petrol?
No. No.
Or to put on the spotlight?
No.
So that you can be able to see at night?
No.
It is so simple.
It's so simple.
That is for the user.
Yes.
But how it works, that's for the manufacturer and the engineers. That's the way the system also is. The user, the interface is that simple. What it does, it is lighting, it is doing what is very simple. And therefore, if I wanted some information from that system, from the user end, would be very simple.
So,
and that's what we call a paper trail of that system.
Paper trail of that system.
We never use a system to do anything. It leaves a paper trail. And that trail is what you use to follow up on what events took place between this time and the other time. That file JPEG, it has got what we call metadata.
Yes.
For it to be called a JPEG, it has a metadata which identifies it. Once you change that metadata, that file is no longer original. It has been changed. So when it moved from JPEG to PDF, along the way, if I were to be asked my opinion, I would say the file which is on the IBC portal is not original. Show me the reason why. And if you tell me by theory, it is because of A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, then take me through the system. Now I see the paper trail of that what you are talking about.
Wow. Now, I also want to pick your mind on the very last one, especially in this. The judges are saying in their ruling that in future, disintegrate these two servers. The one that is highly on election and one for internal affairs. They are acknowledging that indeed even after throwing the court orders for the access of the servers, there was back and forth fight between these two experts because IBC was given limits what could be assessed. What do you think of this? And for me, I think I opined that maybe they did not get access to all the servers. Should someone use the fact that this is ours not to allow you get what is it? What do you think?
Well, now, according to what I read here in the ruling, they were talking about the contractual material
yes.
that they store there.
Yes.
All right?
But even contracts are secret.
When you are doing imaging of a system, that imaging of a system under supervision.
Yes.
The word is under supervision.
Yes.
Yes. What does it mean? It means I go through that imaging of that system and I see this is a contractual image. I don't open the details.
Yes.
I'm identifying the file. This one seems to have certain metadata which signify it is a contract.
Yes.
The other one seems to contain a certain metadata which shows it is this. The ones which will have some questionable detail is then that I pick. So as to whether I am supposed to not to interfere with the contractual evidence and maybe know some information I should not know which is classified in this imaging system, that would be false. That would be false because
I'm literally just seeing. Imaging is seeing with my eyes.
Yes.
Looking at observation.
I'm only looking at the type of the meta identification of that file. Which file is it? This seems to be a login. This seems to be a login. This seems to be a logout. This seems to be a file data contract of a certain nature. This seems to be a file. This one is a file. This one is a file. This one is a login. So if I see a login, I would want to know why and who logged in. If I see another login, that's how files are created. They are just types of codes. Certain they identify something.
I want to ask a wild question on this. This is a body that is funded by the taxpayers' money. Why should be that high level, even if you give a contract? Okay, so why should it be that high level of confidence that we can't see? Anyway, at the end of the day, what is it? Is it private? I don't know. My question is very wild, but you make me understand.
you know, sometimes the truth of the matter is that when I create an application, as a creator, I have authority to protect that source code.
Okay.
That code I've used to make that application.
Okay.
That should be mine and should be protected by law.
Yes.
Now, that source code is actually the machine that does the operation.
Okay.
which does the operation. Like now Windows for your laptop.
Yes.
It is an application which does the everything that you want to do with your laptop. You want to call a file, you want to execute a command, you want to send a message. You are using an OS to do that. So somebody owns that source code.
Okay.
And should be protected.
Should be protected.
But everything that I do with the Windows in my machine, whether I send a file, I keep it in my email, everything, I have access to that file. And the source code, the owner, does not question me on why I'm accessing it, because it is mine. He will question me if I go back and interfere with the source code.
The source code.
You get my point?
Yes.
So the reason why IBC would hide away things which belong to us, I'm also I'm really wondering, because I want to know. It is my vote. This vote is mine.
Because let me get something here. When you do, is it forensic image? Is it literally making an observation, like mimi nimekana wachanga nasema, because me I understand, so nataka kuona he, then I question, or does it involve downloading, then I see here
data is encrypted in the system.
Yes.
And so when we do that forensic image, what will happens is that we identify the file, we identify the metadata of that file. You see, I want to get a forensic data of your face.
Yes.
It means I want to identify certain details which can help me identify who you are. By other means. Maybe in the government system, there's the way that you identify yourself. I want to know whether it is you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you go to that system, and you want to know the process of tracing occurrences in that system, what really happened? You know, there are two types of doing audit.
Yes.
General audit, but in this case, we just wanted to know what happened between this date and this date. What really happened? What are these? What I'm looking for is an event, an identifier, something that I would want to know more about. I don't want to know the details inside it. So I see the metadata and I see this one is a login. Just a login. In that login, I know nothing. But I can be able to see a login. I would want to know this login. What was the reason for this login? So if that this login is not a file, it's not a contract.
It's not a contract.
I can be able to open that login and see what it was doing, because it was not a file. A file which is already cemented in the system. You can question me whether I want to know your passwords. Isn't it? This one is simply seeing a login and a login and a login. I want to know what were you doing with those logins
and the timing of those logins.
Yes. So I will access the login, and I open I access the activity. I see this login was logged in by a wrong person. By a wrong fellow.
By someone who was not supposed to. Even here, even up.
Who was not supposed to do that. So whatever he did, I don't know. But I would be able to say, this guy, who is he? This is Carmago. What is he doing here? Another fellow and another fellow. So when it is supervised, you can hinder me from accessing a contractual file. You can hinder me from doing the other file. But if you hinder me from accessing the login, I will question you why. So I want to know who is this who logged in.
Wow.
And who is this who logged in? Wow. So if I can get about 8 logins which are strange and I know who they are, I've got some evidence to present.